1.96 pounds. From Carbondale, Illinois, he's taking home a brand spanking new 2010 TR 186 with a 115 Mercury on the back of it folk package, valued at $27,950. Give it up for your boater champion, Mr. David Brunaugh from Carbondale, Illinois. All right, David, there's our first place plaque a little bit. Now, we had two pretty good days. You were our leader on day one with 14:03, finished it up with 11:93. Tell me a little bit about day one. Did we catch our fish early on day one, or was it a fairly much struggle? Because we had more wind yesterday than today, so tell me a little about your two patterns.
Well, day one, I couldn't keep them off the hook. I mean, I caught 3 limits day one. I don't know why. The good Lord just really, really blessed me. We caught them, shallow on the ledges, and not ledge, but the cliffs, and then we went in to the coves and caught them in around docks. And like I said, I just caught three good limits, and just cold and cold and cold and cold. So it wasn't real tough at all on day one. Day two, and the wind didn't bother me because we were fishing in behind stuff. Day two, today I struggled. At 11 o'clock, I had 3 little squeakers, and I thought, oh, this thing's over. I'm in trouble. And I went back to one of the coves that I caught some good fish in, and I caught a big spot, about a 4-pound spot, and that just turned my crank. And from then on, I just put her down and started cranking and started winding that reel, and ended up culling all the little ones I had and had a pretty good bag. I ended up coming all the way back up here to catch that last fish, but that's what the day was like.
Now, we talked about culling 3 limits of fish on day one and finally catching on day two. You talked about where, you talked about how shallow and deep you were. Tell us, what was your bait of choice? What were you catching all these fish on?
You got to tell? Oh. Well, it's actually a homemade bait. It's a vibration bait. It's chartreuse white, what I was throwing, and I trailed it with a little chartreuse white magic shad, and they were just eating it up. If they didn't bite the tail off, I got it. But a lot of times they just got to go that tail, and they're biting that tail.
Now, is this the first time you qualified from which division, David?
This is Kentucky. I got a Kentucky division. This is probably the 3rd year I've qualified, but I've just never done this before.
A great job for you. Have you ever been to Gunnersville at all?
Yeah, I fished some backseat of the FLW Tour for a few years, camera boated, so I know some places that I watch guys catch fish, but have been down there and looking forward to that frog bite that they say is pretty good.
Well, by golly, you've earned yourself a chance to go down there. You're going to be down there in about 3 weeks. I look forward to seeing you down there again. Congratulations to you again. One more time, give it up for your boater champion, Mr. David Brunaugh.